it's Sherry from Big Notes Get Votes, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about formulating a practice plan. Now, the first thing that it's a great idea to do is set some goals for yourself, and you can write your goals down in your practice planner or your vocal journal. And the idea is to let that practice springboard from what goals you have for yourself, your vocal goals. So if you're wanting to extend your range, if you are wanting to work on your tone, your agility, your stamina, whatever those goals are, you can formulate a plan that supports that. Now, the first thing that you want to do is release any tension from your body. I do that with my singer's stretches and my siren specifically for my voice. Then you can look at doing a more focused warm-up. Now, the goal of warming up is that you do things gently. You don't want to go in all guns blazing because you want to allow your voice, your muscles, a chance to warm up. Once you've warmed up, then you can actually go through and sing through the song. Now, one of the things I highly recommend you do is record all your practices. Firstly, it gives you the chance to just be in the moment with your actual performance, your run through your practice, and then you can watch back outside of yourself, literally, and reflect and review your performance so that you're not overanalyzing or overthinking too many elements of practice when you're going through the song. So a great rule of thumb is to focus on one thing at a time as you're practicing a song. So I would start with marking out where I might breathe on the lyrics so that I've got a really good idea of how much breath I need to use for the task at hand. And a general rule of thumb is more air pressure on the low notes and less air pressure on the high notes. Plus, from a creative or a melodic perspective, considering where you might naturally phrase, pause, or emphasize particular moments in the songs or lyrics in the songs. And you can do this both from a lyrical and a melodic perspective, especially if you're writing your own songs. You can be quite intentional about that. Same goes with the tonal qualities that you might choose to use. You are using dynamics of tone to tell the story, and mapping it out in advance can really help you to craft the overall delivery. So with all of that in mind, that's a lot to think about. So take one thing at a time, work out what you want to do in advance, prepare it through, and then you can execute one element at a time within your practice. Then you review your video back, and if you need feedback, send it to somebody that you trust. I do a video performance review for my students, and what I do is I get them to send me a song. Ideally, you film it at eye level on a landscape setting, and you want to be able to see from about the torso up. I get them to sing through their song. I watch it back, I give them feedback with their video playing in the background, a little box of me, and they can see me giving them coaching as they go through. That's something that works really well, and it also acts as a little bit of a before video. Once you get to the end of your practice run, you can actually look back and see, almost like a before and after, the changes or the development that you've had throughout your practice time frame. Lastly, once you've done singing through your scales or singing through your song, you definitely want to warm down your voice. And you can do that very gently by reverse sirening, humming, lip trilling, anything that you might have used as your warm-up in the beginning, but just by reversing it, allowing your voice to come back to your speech quality. Then a good idea, if you've been using your voice quite actively or intensively, is to take 20 minutes of vocal rest at least at the end of your performance. Now this, like any exercise program for any muscle in your body, is something that you need to tailor to yourself and to what you're working towards. So tailoring it to yourself means, how often are you singing currently? What is your stamina like? If you're working to get your stamina and your fitness up, 3 to 5 times a week is amazing. Even 1 to 3 times a week if you're not singing that much. But if you're about an intermediate level and you're singing regularly, 3 to 5 times a week should be pretty good for your voice, but remember to listen to your body. The golden rule is, if it hurts, don't do it. If you have a gig or a performance coming up, what you can actually do is run your entire set from the top to the bottom, right the way through. If you plan to do some banter, some talking in between, you can absolutely factor that in, but ideally, just work on going through the songs. Now, this is a massive tip, it's a little secret weapon. Try transposing the songs up a semitone or even a tone if you're feeling particularly brave, and singing through. It's almost like working out with weights for your voice, so that when you come back to sing it in the original key, it's going to feel that much easier. If you want to take it in the other direction and take it lower, you can do exactly the same thing. Whatever feels comfortable. Remember to always work at the most comfortable vocal effort at the source of the sound, that's your vocal folds and your larynx, and to really monitor how hard you're working your effort levels, because you don't want to overdo it. You want to challenge yourself, and after a big vocal workout, you can feel vocal fatigue, just like muscular fatigue at the gym. It's exactly the same thing, but we never want to take it to the point where you can't walk after doing too many squats, or you've oversung and you lose your voice. So it's a fine line, and you're in charge of setting that boundary as to how much is too much. And remember to refer to your daily vocal care habits to keeping your voice at a ground zero level, which is your sirens, your singer's stretches, making sure you've got a great hydration plan, sleeping enough hours for you, and the additional boosts like steaming, salt gargling, nasal irrigation if you're having any seasonal issues. But basically look after your voice every single day around your practice plan, and your voice will love you for it.